What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Automotive Training News with your host, Mr. Richie Bello. I'm your co-host, Eric Nichols. Don't pick up that drumstick yet because we have a show today that is one of our favorite subjects, digital marketing. Today's guest is Enrico Gllover, who is unstoppable with the ever-growing number of digital marketing initiative companies he's developed. Let's welcome Enrico. What's going on,
Hey, how
buddy?
you guys doing?
Good.
Good. How about yourself?
Good. We appreciate you coming on the show today, and we hope you're getting ready for Thanksgiving and ready to have a good day with your family.
Rico,
Awesome.
I
I
just want to tell you this. For quite some time, I've been following you. I remember you at the beginning stages, how you blew up, how your productivity in digital marketing's been, how you've taken to the next level consistency, level after level after level after level. And I want to talk about, because you have a very creative mind. 2.5 years ago, when I did the cigar thing, I invited you, remember, and all that? And you were so busy at the time, and you kept growing and growing. And what I do with social media really is I look for the new talent that's out there in the automotive sector, and then I inspect, and I keep inspecting. When I bring you to the show, that I know you're good. I've been following you for the last 3 or 4 years now, maybe longer than that, and trust me, you are doing a great job. How did you learn how to be so effective, develop such a great skill? No, because I want my other followers, I got a lot of salespeople on there. You know, I always communicate first with the salesperson. I'm not a guy that likes going to the GM, because a salesperson is what's going to bring me in a dealership. And that salesperson today, I got 7 salespeople that have been with me for over 12 years. Wow. They all are in manager's position today. So you start as a salesman and you grow and grow. As a matter of fact, I have one general manager that's going to be at Hyundai, one of the senior guys at Hyundai now. He's going to be a zone manager. So that's what I like doing. I like following the starts. Right? Yeah. And with you, that's what I did. But I want you to tell me your process on it so my other people learn. And I use you as an example to some guys that want to get into the marketing aspect. So why don't you share that with us?
Well, I actually backed into it. I was a internet sales manager for a dealership. And what I found was I actually was trying, this was almost a decade ago, so I've been doing this for a little bit of time. So about 10 years ago, I was the internet manager for a Subaru dealership. Got to give a shout out to Sam Johnson Subaru. And what I found out is that I was in a smaller market, and I had to try to get my word out there to compete against the big boys. And what I started doing was first was with HubSpot. There's a company called HubSpot.com, and I was went through their full training program. It was one of their first certified partners with HubSpot. And at that time, I was doing blogs. That should tell you how long ago it was. So I would put blogs on, and I was just putting the information out. And I'll never forget the day that I realized this was going to be powerful. I had a client call me up and say, "Hey, Rico." And that's how she actually contacted me. She said, "Hey, Rico, I got a question about a vehicle. It's not one that you have, but I just want to ask you your opinion." And after we conversated a little bit, I asked her, "Well, how'd you find me?" And she said, "I found you online." This was almost 10 years ago. And from there, I really found out that digital marketing was not a thing of the future, but it was a way to connect with many. So I was really excited. So that's how I got started.
100%. You know, it's funny. So you worked at a Honda store for a number of years. I remember seeing you years back. For those of you who are watching, let me just give you a brief introduction to Enrico. You know, he's a co-founder of Automotive Digital Marketing Association. The big one is you're one of the first people who was in a store that was a Google certified professional. You're Bing certified, HubSpot, trainer. You've done it all. And I mean, you're really, I remember having a talk with my GM probably 7-8 years ago, and you came up in there saying that, "Look, this guy's Google certified. Why aren't you Google certified?" So you've really, and you see more people getting out there now and following what you started in footsteps. Yeah. And you know I'm right with that. You know there was no one out there in a dealership that was Google certified. You were the first one.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
No,
well, you know, it's funny you said something. It's funny you said something about that because when I first started doing the Google side, a lot of folks were like, "Nah, why you doing that? Why you doing that?" But I found out a long time ago that Google, Facebook, and basically YouTube could drum you up a bunch of business. So if you're doing those things, you might as well learn as much as you can. So that was the reason why I really went into the Google certification.
And I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of guys, Rico, that say I'm Google certified, right? And that's great. But I don't look at that. Okay, because Google certified, you go on it. If you spend the time in researching, you're gonna get Google certified. But here's the trick: I want to see results. Okay, and it's not about that. Great, that just adds more to your brand. But what you did is you mastered, and you talked about blogging, right? You've mastered that, and then you went. And there's guys that out there, showing the website, showing the. That's great. You want to know something? That to me doesn't mean anything. Show me a testimonial that you're taking a business that was underwater, and turned it around on digital marketing. That's what I want to see. Right? I don't want to see nothing else than that. So, that's what the point is. And that's where you come in. You did A/B testing. You went after the audience. You learned from that, right? And the certification just added you more. Certification is basically how to use, how do you know when your ads are optimized? How do you know if your clicks are conversion? That's all, that's all you can teach that. But here's the thing. Go after what you did. And something you mentioned, blogging. Blogging was very big. And then, but blogging now is very big. As a matter of fact, with SEO content, you can drive a lot of traffic to a website instead of backlinks. And I know a lot of companies, this, that, they don't even use content. Well, you want to know something? Image and blogs and video blogs, that's what's going on right now. Do you agree with that?
Exactly. That and there was a stat that stated that if a potential prospect went onto a YouTube to watch the video and then they went to your website or look at your service, like 55% chance that they're actually going to visit your dealership or actually purchase your service or product. So like you said, that content is the king. Really grabbing that content.
Right. And you know what's good about that? Now they got this new thing, and I'm pretty sure you know about video blogs. So they do video blogs all over, and they create more traffic and using hashtags and geo hashtags, right? With a landing page and a big video on the landing page. Because now that same hashtag and that everything the same can go right down to Google. And it's a really good process how to do that. And don't forget, your Facebook, that's your brand. So it's perfectly legal to put a backlink on there. So, and that's the only way you're doing it. Now, that video blog, I've seen some heavy results on this hashtag, using it on hashtags on Twitter, here and there, and then the shares take into effect. The trust flow on that link, I have something to show. I don't have it now, but I want to show something Monday, Rico, and I want you to see the show. I have a trust link of a Facebook using this process, Automotive. Trust flow is 42%.
Well,
wow, strong.
Here's my question for you. So you have a bunch of salespeople that are out there now, managers, automotive professionals. So when you do a video blog, say I'm a salesman, what tips do you have for, is there a certain amount of time it should be, a minimum amount, a maximum amount, what type of message? What do you think is really the best practice?
It really depends on the platform. For example, something that one person I was speaking with who's with a pretty huge dealership group, they're trying to go more into using TikTok.
Okay.
So that's a much shorter time period video. So TikTok, you can look at 30 seconds, minute. I think it's up to a minute. Facebook, if you really want to maximize Facebook algorithm, when you do a video which is at least 3 minutes, that actually they'll push it a little bit more than shorter videos. And then of course YouTube is basically whatever you want. You can do a 30-second to a 5-minute, because when people go on there, they're going on there to watch a video.
Yep.
So, but for Facebook, 3 minutes, we'll push it out more, but it really just depends on the platform.
The message and everything else. Okay. Now, what platform do you prefer? What do you think, in your own opinion, do you think works the best for you with what you do?
Well, what I'm really concentrated on is been Facebook for years. So first of all, I got to give a shout out to Tim Roussel down at Bryan Honda GM there. He actually got me started in a dealership as a social media marketing years ago. So I got to give him shout outs. But we maximized Facebook for years, in which we were generating 300 to 400 to 500 leads, sometimes for a week's time period, doing sales, 3-day sales, 80 cars in 3 days. So Facebook, but what I'm doing now is I'm branching out more with more, like I mentioned, getting into TikTok, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, and LinkedIn, which is one that's missed out on a lot of dealerships.
Yeah, I've seen LinkedIn out there lately. A lot of people using LinkedIn to get out there. Of course, Instagram and stuff like that. But TikTok's a new one for me. I never even thought about going that route. I mean, everyone watches that with the, funny videos and whatnot. But it's also a great way to put content out there and put your name out there. That's really good. I like that. And you got to get a younger generation with that too.
Exactly. And speaking of that, millennials, for years, especially the trainers in the industry, have been talking about millennials, they don't buy cars, which has been true for years. But I read a statistic that said the millennials by 2020 will be 40% of the automotive consumers.
Yep.
And they don't use traditional revenue. They use Instagram. They use TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. So if you're not using those platforms, you're going to miss out on 40% of your business.
Yep.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because my partner has Shop Smart Autos with an S, and that is a hosting automotive search engine which guarantees it's per deal. I mean, it's per lead, right? So, and where those leads coming from? One place and one place only: social media. That's it. And why? Because of what you just said. We have that case study, and as a matter of fact, IHS just developed, it's going to be a case study they're going to have out publicly by 2020, talking about this, where your customers are today. They're not where they were 3 years ago, 4 years ago. No. They were on Google. They're not on Google no more. So when you have a company that's marketing, right, their product on social media like we are, and why is it going there? Because Facebook took the marketplace and now is driving automotive traffic. Nobody out there understands something. You can sit down with a manager and ask him, do you know how much traffic is going to the marketplace? Nobody can answer that. Well, there's a case study out there. All you got to do is look up Facebook and look up this keyword when you hang up with us: Facebook Marketplace Automotive. And look at analytics, and it shows you a case study. Okay, you guys don't understand. That's where it's headed. That's where the audience is, and that's why Facebook gave that for free, and it's going to keep going for free until the behavior of the customer gets so used to going to the marketplace. Then there's going to develop an ad network.
Oh yeah,
that's what's going on, and they're talking about it within the next 4 years. I was on a webinar through Facebook, and I heard about it as a Facebook partner, what's going on with the marketplace. Let me tell you something. It's crazy numbers. Traffic is in Facebook already. So guess what? When they log into their feed and they see a car that's an ad, they're going to click on it. So as far as conversion, it's greater than everything. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, and it's, Ricky and myself had... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's funny you say that, because I was going through, I'm actually working on my Facebook certification. And some of the training, it stated that if a business uses Facebook, and when they say Facebook, they're talking about, of course, Facebook advertising, Instagram, and then also their audience network. If you place an ad, just not place of content, but if you place an ad and the customer sees that, they're 8.5 times more likely to buy or purchase your service because they've seen it through those social networks. 8.5 times more to buy or get your service.
Well, I agree with that 100%. I mean, Richie and myself had this conversation about a week or two ago, and we said that, exactly what he was just saying, how Google, everyone used to search Google, we got to put everything to Google. Now it's, unless you're spending the same amount that you're spending on Google AdWords and social media, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because, even organically, I got a kid who works for me now who, the kid Tim, organically he's putting in all different group stuff. The kid's doing 2-3 deals himself organically. Imagine if you're putting money behind that and you're actually putting a marketing effort.
Well, here's what the thing is, right? From Google to drive somebody to your social media is much harder. Here's the ticket. Getting your social media on ads and driving them to your website, it's much easier.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's where Google's missing the boat. Right now, Google's ad revenue in the automotive sector for the first time since they've been on it has dropped. They keep dropping. Years ago, Google had the real estate property that on the right side, you had ads. Right now, they've dropped a lot. The only thing that's working for Google is vid specification, but it's only, let me tell you, it's only working when they see an ad on social media and go to your page, click on your page, don't see anything, they click somewhere else and they start shopping Honda Accord 2016, blah, blah, now they go up. That's the only way it's working, but it's starting in social media. This guy, David Davila, okay, he's amazing. You got to look him up. He is selling to so many dealers Facebook ads and all that stuff, and they're rocking. And one of the things with ShopSmart, that's what we're doing. We got City Twist on social media. And how do we have them? With custom audience, Rico. This is the custom audience. People with IHS in the market for a vehicle based on registration and title data. Listen to me, title data. So you're hitting a direct hit. Title data. Somebody that has a Honda is registered in the last 3 years and they're up their registration. That's how we have that. So when we hit you, it's direct.
That's strong.
What are your best practices when you're in a dealership? What do you, let's go inbound marketing. What do you think is working? What do you think is not working?
The key thing, because I've been on sales, management, and then in between. And what I tell most dealerships is you got to market your voice. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have a marketing message, and then you don't want to have your dealership or your sales team or management. And what you market is completely different than when the customer comes in. So whenever I talk to a dealership or a business, I tell them, let me see your voice first. Because if I can see your voice, I can actually amplify that to get more customers that like your voice. Because if you're and I'm using a Duke in there was a basketball game yesterday where Duke got beat, which is the #1 seed, where there was a gentleman there that actually beat Duke. And he was from the Bahamas. His family lost everything. Well, people hate Duke so much that they created a GoFundMe. And right now, before I got on here, I actually went on to his GoFundMe. He had over $56,000 in donations for his family back in the Bahamas. Now, what does that have to do with the car business? Because people with social, you can actually create your own branding to attract more of the people that like you or hate someone else. So the branding side is the first thing that when I go into someone, I tell them, actually, let's create your voice and let's amplify your voice. And I call it, I didn't create the word, but I actually now use the word a lot. I call it, instead of search engine optimization, is social engine optimization. and being able to really grab more of your folks.
No, I agree 100%. You know, it's exactly like you said. I watched a video, I want to say about a week or two ago with Gary Vee, where he did the same exact thing. He was talking to people, and he's like, okay, let's see social selling. Let's see the message. Let's see everything. Where he reached out and he showed everyone, okay, here's my book online. And he just went right to him and said, I want you to buy this because I want you to buy it. I want you to come in. And you're right. If they like you, if they like the message, whatever else, and it's a good voice, they'll go through and start going that route. But it all depends on the voice. They have to like you first. You have to have the same message.
Exactly.
I mean, that sales, that it doesn't matter whether it's social, it's old school, traditional, television, mail, radio, whatever. You have to have the same consistent message across. Otherwise, when the customer comes in, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot no matter what. That's right. So, tell us what you're doing right now. You're in a dealership now. Where are you working?
Yes, I'm at a dealership. I'm actually about a year ago, I had a contract work with the group, and I actually moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and messed around and liked it here. So I had gotten out of the sales side for about 5 years, and things have changed in the last 5 years. So I said to myself, let me see what my folks that I'm always pitching deals to, what they go through on a daily basis. So I actually started with no foundation whatsoever, no leads, in a different city, selling Mitsubishis. And within the 4th or 5th month, I was #1 at the dealership. I got #1 twice, I think, and stayed consecutively since I've been there almost a year. So I stay within the top 3, top 2, top 3 ever since I've been here within the last 5 months. So I did that so that once again, when I hear other folks saying, well, yeah, you do digital marketing, but you don't know how to sell. No, I was on the pavement, but I was doing my videos, doing my social, doing my Google, doing my Facebook, doing my marketplace myself for my own videos and everything of that nature, doing my $5 Craigslist. So once again, not just talking about it, but I did it and it actually worked. So the reason I asked you that question is for one simple thing. Those of you watching out there now, this is the real deal. This is someone who what he's telling you to do, he does himself day in, day out to make a living. He knows it works in a dealership. He's telling you how to do it. And if you want to see more, go to his Facebook page. He always has videos up of what he's doing. You, sir, are one of the trainers out in the industry that I have to applaud. Appreciate it. That actually is in a dealership and knows what they're doing, can do it on a daily basis. Not just say, great, go do this, and it's a whatever, you know? I applaud you because just like myself, I'm in a dealership. What I tell you, if I wouldn't do it myself, I wouldn't have you do it. So, hands down, I think it's amazing that you are one of the legit ones out there, and we appreciate you on the show today. Richie, what do you got? Thank you. No, I appreciate you guys giving the opportunity.
Well, Rico, you know what's good about you is I know you went to a couple events. You spoke at a couple events. Which were there? A couple of years ago. Didn't you go?
I've actually spoke at a digital marketer event. I spoke at their digital agency event, which I'm a certified trainer, certified partner with them. Did a Google event for the automotive industry on messenger marketing. And then some other events from other trainers, but I've been out there a little bit.
Yeah, I think you spoke at the Internet Battle Plans or something, no?
Correct. Yeah. I did that one twice.
Yeah, which was good, right? So that's, I see you, I know you know a lot and you have a lot of knowledge, and you're one of the guys out there that I've been following that's very, very successful, that really knows digital marketing, that's really got an idea. I deal with these companies all the time, and a lot of these guys that are in automotive digital marketing, listen guys, they don't know. There's companies out there that have been 20 years in the automotive. Just because they have experience does not mean they have knowledge. Okay?
That's true.
So when somebody tells you how much experience they have, that really doesn't mean anything. You get hired based on your experience, but you keep your job, your title, what you do based on the knowledge, based on your accomplishments. Because if you don't have that as a track record, you know what? You can really go nowhere. And you know what? good guys have great ideas, right?
Yeah.
But it's not
Yep.
about the idea. What it's really, really about is about executing and making
Exactly.
it into money. Because we all
Yep.
have good ideas. Everybody is a genius out there. Everybody is sharp. But you know what? Show me a financial statement that you can take to the bank with ideas. You really can't. The only thing you can take to the bank is your financial statement. That's it. And that's what
That's
we
it.
promote here. And that's why you're on the show, because I've been following you for quite some time. And you're not out there with an idea. You're out there doing it every day and giving results. That Honda store, I saw you turn that place into numbers. You know, I get a lot of stats from IHS, right? Because that's what my business is, a lot about data. And I can really go into a cross-sale report to Dominion and get a lot of information based on the zip code. So, you know, when they tell me, you know, I got this, I did this, I'm selling, so I can really see. I can really see based on the registration that you're penetrating or not. You know, and
Well, I gotta give you once again, it's based upon the leadership. And Tim Roussel, who came into that dealership like a month before I did, put me in a position that no other dealership had. So he saw the vision, and he said, Enrico, he would just give me a budget, and my budget would keep going up and keep going up. So I got to give mad shout outs to Tim Roussel, because he actually was the one that innovated and would tell me, hey, Enrico, just tell me what you want to do and roll with it. And we were able to do a lot of great things. So I got to give, once again, it's the speed of the leadership is the speed of the group. And he actually gave me free reign to do what I want to do, in which he's still rocking and rolling. I think now they're up to like close to 500 cars a month. And when he first came on, they were like at 100.
You know, it really wasn't. The store was doing 200 cars. The store was doing 150 cars, 200 tops.
Exactly.
So you took it.
Exactly.
I know. I watched that store grow and grow and grow. Like I told you, I follow everything through, and that's what I do for years. That's why I have these relationships with guys like you, and that's the reason, because I try to follow. But you know what, Rico? I'm glad you said that, because that I didn't know. But a lot of guys, I go to stores, they get opportunities like that guy gave me that opportunity. You want to know something?
Yeah.
Those guys don't follow through. They don't do anything. I've given opportunity in my business to a lot of people. You want to know what the truth of the matter is? They can't follow through. They can't execute. Everybody can talk a good game.
Yeah.
But not everybody can execute. I've given people in my company tremendous opportunities, but you know what? When it comes down to it, they can't even sell it. They can't even put it together. Everybody is full of air. Okay, and that's they full. Oh yeah, I'll get this, I'll get that. You know what? Really? Here you go. I wait 4 or 5 months and they can't execute nothing. Okay.
Wow.
And that's when I start making changes, because I start making changes based on that information that I see. Because as a businessman, if I have somebody that gets an opportunity and doesn't generate revenue, I gotta cut ties. I can't carry them. It's all about money. That's what bottom line. It's all about cash and money. And if there's no rhyme or reason, I just gotta go. You know. But you got the opportunity, and you took that store to the next level. And everything. The other thing you did is, I see something that you got a Facebook page about Ninja Messenger.
Yeah, which is actually messenger marketing. I had the opportunity about a year ago to, at that time, meet with the gentleman that ran Messenger for Facebook at an event, and also the founder of ManyChat, which is a huge messenger platform. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because social selling is using multiple channels. And even on Marketplace, like you mentioned, when you go into Marketplace and you're posting your vehicles and things of that nature, the bot will actually respond back to you within a certain time period if you haven't marked it as sold and everything. So Messenger is just a messenger marketing, or what we call conversational marketing.
Right, which is very big right now. And I searched that when you got on that page because I was following that up and I see that. So that's another thing because Messenger right now, if you start building an audience in Messenger, actually a Facebook ad. A Facebook ad is much cheaper. There's no secret. I get a lot of views. A lot of views. I spend $1,500 on Boost, so there's not really a secret about that, right? Because it's about, first of all, it's about how much are you spending, okay? If you do live and you're not spending, you're wasting your time. You're not branding yourself, right?
Exactly.
So that's
exactly.
So that's what I do. So there ain't a secret. But I'm trying to develop the chat audience. So what I'm doing as shares, I'm sharing the live video right now with my people in their Messenger. Why? Because it's coming from my ad on Messenger on live will be much cheaper, right? Because if I build that audience according to Facebook, my ROI is going to get better because the ads are going to be cheaper. Did you know that?
Exactly. And I don't know, and you probably know this, but Messenger or Facebook is actually trying to become the WeChat, and that's WeChat of America. And if you know anything about WeChat, that's where they're going. Facebook just released a payment where instead of Stripe or PayPal, they're creating their own payment plan, which is going to be huge.
Right, and that's because when you drive, listen, Facebook's job is like any ad network. I know because I'm part of LookSmart, right? Any ad network, it's all about driving an audience. And it don't matter what audience it is. Once they drive that audience, it starts spitting. And now you have an ad network, right? It's all about the audience. Once you have the audience, now you can run ads because now it's going to click. That's what it's all about, right? So Facebook took
his own media, your own media.
Exactly. And when you develop anything, even my Richie Bella blogs, right now, I just signed up with Google Ads because I get so much traffic there. Now I get traffic enough there where I can make a little bit, not a lot, but you know what? It offsets the cost of running a website. I have a blog network, and it costs money to write content. That people think it don't cost anything, but it really does cost money.
It costs.
People think it doesn't cost, but it costs you money. So it offsets when you run ads through AdSense. What it happens, it offsets the cost. I'm not going to make no money on it, obviously, but you know what I am going to do? I'm going to offset my expense. But that chat that you mentioned about the chat, and now you can always send money on Facebook on chat with that. If you have the Facebook account, I have one paid, right? So I could always send money to anybody. And I used to. I use that, but I know they're getting very big on this because I go to webinars about Facebook all the time. I'm signing up with all of them, and that's how you learn, and you're right. They want to drive traffic to that chat, and then they're going to start running ads. I don't know if you've noticed, the ads that they were running on Messenger have depleted a little bit. Have you noticed that?
Yes, exactly.
Do you know why it's depleted? Because they were getting much more expensive because the audience, they got to shift from where their ad network to there. But now we're giving people all this new opportunity with the with the bots, the chat bots and all that. Now you're creating audience. So now it's cheaper to do. But at one time, everybody went on it because the audience was there, but it was costing too much per click. So that's great.
Exactly.
So we have a tradition here that, we started the show for one simple reason, that was to give people one thing to take back to the dealership. My philosophy has always been find one thing that you can take back and it will make a world of difference. So we always end with our guest with that question. So for those out there watching, if you were to meet someone now and they would say, what piece of advice do you have for me? What's the one thing that you think that you can offer someone or teach someone right now that they can use to go back to their dealership? What would it be?
I would say, once again, that social engine optimization, learning how to use your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Facebook, your social platforms to create your brand, create your voice, and then push it to if you have a website. Or right now with these platforms, you can actually get sales and services directly inside these platforms. So learning more about social engine optimization. And I'm actually going to do this. I've never done this before, but since you guys gave me the opportunity, I actually have a book, and I'm going to give it to your listeners for free. It's actually called Social Engine Optimization Facebook Groups. And for anyone that wants it, you can go to, and this is a messenger platform, but if they go to automotivedigitalmarketingassociation.com, it'll take them directly to a messenger page, and I will send them for free. This is a book, an ebook that I created about a year or two ago. I'll send it to them for free and give them my idea of social engine optimization. So learning that, social engine optimization.
Guys, anyone out there, if you don't go to that website, go. Get the book, read it. We're very big here with books. We're very big with learning, continuing education. Guys, this gentleman, as I said to you before, is not blowing smoke out there. He's in a dealership. He does this to create a living for himself, and he will help you do the same thing. Rico, it's been a pleasure having you on, buddy. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll definitely have you on again. It was a pleasure, buddy. We'll talk to you later on.
Thank you, Rico.
Appreciate you guys
have a great
again.
day, man.
Thank you.
Wow. Listen, we get guests that come on that, sometimes just blow us away with the amount of knowledge they have and everything else. This gentleman is one of them. Social media, like I said, again, I always love the trainers or the people that come on to the show, even if they're not trainers, that work in the dealership and do it day in, day out. So thank you again, Rico. We enjoyed your visit on the show immensely. So let's get to the last order of business for today, to make sure dealers, managers, top producers are aware about the Richie Bello Christmas party.
Yes, we're having a Christmas party. El Patron made a video, guys. Follow the El Patron Show YouTube. So you take a look. It'll be on the other YouTube channels very soon. Please check it out. It's really a good video. El Patron's going to be there. He's already got 30, 40 people coming down. Game Changer is on. Let me tell you, special reach out to the Ed Morse group. I thank them for always going to whatever, they're great. And also Auto Nation Ford store in Sanford, Florida. It's very, very big. And I'm glad that they're going to it. And that's very big, guys. We got a big automotive groups. Vendors are going to be there. I think Ed Morse is a right group, right? What do you think? Yeah. Pretty good, right? And also Auto Nation. I think Auto Nation's great. I think Auto Nation is really a top group. I reached out, and they reached out, and, and I got to be honest with you, I've never known them before, but somebody turned me on to them and said, here you go, Richie. You want them on the Game Changer? You want them shop smart? Here you go. I got a lot of friends out there that do believe in me, and I thank you, my supporters that do believe in me. The ones that don't believe in me and just watch me and just follow me, do yourself a favor. Eliminate me from your social media, because I know as a fact who you are. I just keep you there, but I hear all kinds of stuff. Eliminate me away, because you don't believe in me. Those that believe in me, I thank you, like the Ed Morse, Auto Nation, a few companies like that really, really appreciate me. Charlie, general manager at the Ed Morse group. Thank you so much, Charlie. So, I really like it.
Guys, December 4th, next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, the Beach Club in Ronkonkoma, New York. We're going to have a Christmas party. It's going to be a great time. Good social networking event to go to. You're going to have vendors there. You're going to have dealers there. You're going to have industry influence. More importantly, like we said, we have Mr. El Patron is going to be there. Let's not forget about the Game Changer Convention down in Miami. And that's December 13th, 14th, and 15th. So go online to GameChangerCon.com. Reserve your seats now. It is a 3-day powerhouse event. Again, 3-day powerhouse event. The amount of speakers and knowledge that you will learn there, you cannot put a dollar on. Go buy the ticket. Go get your flight. Get your hotel and get down there. Guys, this is our host, Richie Bello, and me, your co-host, Eric Nicholas, wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Richie?
Yeah, I got something to add. And those guys, let me tell you something. Guys, I'm the best at falling down, but I'm better at getting up. So those guys that think they can take, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. You're not taking me out. It doesn't work. That's what I do for a living, all right, is I chase turkeys, like I said in El Patron's thing. And all you guys, I mean, the people that think that it's funny, you know what? You guys are turkeys. I've been putting you together for quite some time. So have a good day. Take care and brush your hair. See you later.
See you guys next week. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you guys soon.